Nelson. The goal of the speech today was to persuade us as the audience by appealing to our interest, as well as using logic and emotions. The side goal was to avoid using notes, which you have partially accomplished, let's say. Let me start off with the great points I saw in your speech today. You opened right up, very professionally, introducing the setting as we are being a family here. This is being a reunion. I think this is a very clever way of priming us as the audience into an emotional setting. Imagine you being primed into a meeting by saying, guys, we've got a problem, or guys, the sales target has not been reached. Instead, mentioning the family sets into a mood of sympathy and empathy and trying to engage with what Nelson has to say. Very smart move, I like that a lot. You started off now naming the problem or the topic you want to talk about, saying, it is my opinion that some are not engaged. I like that you put this prefix in there saying, it is my opinion that, with being less, being very smooth to digest as the audience. You clearly say that this is not a fact, but this is something you perceive as a human being, which is very fair to take. Furthermore, I did like how he proceeded explaining the core concept of our club and the way it works, saying we have senior members that have progressed well. These senior members are expected to mentor newer members and therefore pass on the cycle, as these new members will eventually become senior members as well. This is a very organic way of explaining the idea of our non-for-profit club. You proceeded naming a few examples of officers in our club that are very thinly stretched and take on double duty, such as Bashar and Dana. Both fulfill two roles at the same time right now, with Bashar taking on additional roles on higher levels in our district. This is the point where I'd like to transition over into things I think you could have done better, Nelson. As I stated early on, you were to persuade the audience by identifying the common interest and to appeal to our emotions. To appeal to our emotions, check, you've done that. To appeal to our common interest is something I think you failed on in this speech. Why do Dana and Bashar do these double duty roles? Why are they so happy to put so much work into our club? The answer is common interest we all share. It's pretty easy because we all got together here because our common interest is public speaking. It's very simple to identify that. You could have used Bashar and Dana's extraordinary effort to our club as an example of, see guys, they're not being paid to do that. They do this voluntarily because it's so satisfying and so rewarding. Plus we also share the same interest. This determines the whole spin of the speech you had today. This determines whether the speech is appeal to our interest or is based on compare yourself to Bashar and then judge how well you do, how engaged you are, how many Facebook tweets you have liked in the past. You could have easily changed the spin of speech to a bit more positive, saying, look at what some of our members do, look at what brings us together. It is ultimately our commonly shared interest. See what else you can do. It is a rewarding experience to take on. This is the one point I think you could have improved on, Bashar, by uniting us. You did a great job, as I said, with the family setting, but then uniting us with our common interests and our engagement would have been very simple to take on from here. At the end, though, you almost caught the spin saying, if you can't take an office, take a comedy role, or at least like some social media tweets. Or, if for nothing else, then do speeches well, because ultimately this is the reason we exist, which is a funny way to put it, but ultimately it's true. We want you to deliver speeches. This is why this club exists. I want to conclude, Nelson, agreeing with what Bashar introduced today as the toast of this meeting here. You have come a very, very long way, and seeing you open up the speech like a professional speaker was amazing to see. Remembering myself of the ahs and ahs you had starting with us. You are the very example of our commonly shared interest and how effort being put in can pay off so well. Therefore, Nelson, you could have done a better job displaying yourself because you are the example for why this club works so well. But ultimately, the speech was very well done.